Hey, everybody, this is Dr. J and Professor Spike streaming live from Long Island, New York, where it's a lot cooler than a lot of other places in the country.
Indeed.
Where would you not want to be? Palm Springs, Phoenix, Miami?
Well, Palm Springs is used to this kind of hot, so I would probably be fine there because they've made their accommodations.
Uh-huh.
There would be places that are not usually this hot.
But Palm Springs is not used to 120 plus.
All right, but they're used to hot.
Yeah.
I think the place I would least like to be is like Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, or Phoenix, what 120 for a week?
Right, or Phoenix.
Yeah. True. I don't know how the people are surviving this heat wave.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is, if you're in the middle of a desert like that, and you're not, and you want not to be hot, it's like a lot of money and a lot of resources in air conditioning.
Yeah.
That's why Vegas is sort of a silly concept.
And indubitably is suffering in Dallas, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure Dallas is swampy.
108.
108.
I can't even imagine it. I can't
108
imagine.
in the shade.
I can't imagine
it. Did he really? I didn't see that.
He finally gave in, and did he turn bullish? Did he turn bullish?
Wow, mea culpa, boy. And he was one of the reasons why I kept holding on to my SQs.
But I kept making fun of him most of the time.
I know. I mean, we all have to.
But he's one of the most highly respected analysts on Wall Street for years.
That's why I thought maybe he was seeing something that I didn't.
Savita from Bank of America threw in the towel about 2 months ago from being a bear to a bull.
All right.
She's a little smarter than Mike, who took till now. I mean, they were all bearish at the beginning of the year. You couldn't find a bullish analyst.
So was I. After that 2022 I was very bearish also.
It was only me, you, and Kamal that knew the truth. We were the only ones that held out hope. We talked about a fifth quarter. Remember the fifth quarter?
Oh, the fifth, right. The third half of
no, the fifth quarter of 2022. We said we would turn around.
Well, and it did actually.
Yeah.
Except for February.
Yeah.
Every other month this year has been a phenomenal month.
I've been mainly out of biotech, but every time I even dip my toes in it, I have to pull it right out. So Sava, I took a small flyer. I'm down.
Did you? Well, Sava's one of the guys you're talking about. And Sava is who's talking about Sava? Andrew is.
Yeah. And also, I took a small flyer on blue, and I'm down. So
yeah, blue or you?
Blue. Blue. I'm still holding. I'm holding
on to you. I might be even averaging down a little bit because I really do believe in what you're saying.
I average down on you as well. Well, you is one that I believe in from the fundamentals, but the chart has kind of broken down. Yeah. We'll take a look at it.
Well, that's what happened with BCRX, and we were paid off if we had sold at the right time.
I did.
I didn't.
Andrew.
Tandem has been very good to me these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, Tandem, yeah. All right, I didn't have Tandem listed, but I know it's one of the few bios that are up.
Yeah, and I was going to actually ask you to talk about NEO if we had time.
They're up about 10% today?
Today, but I mean, they're on an upward trend, and I have no way of explaining it.
All right. We'll take a look at everything.
All right.
We shall see what we shall see, right?
Yep.
Why am I starting with Microsoft? Well, they have earnings tomorrow. Maybe it's not
oh, really?
Maybe it's not a bad place to start. Do you think they'll have
that was a 5 year? That was a nice looking look over 5 years.
I think they're going to have very good earnings. This question is Wall Street going to sell anyway?
Wow. They could do that initially, and then they can come back and,
Yeah, I have a feeling, for whatever reason, we're in for a little selling. So
Or maybe because, if Mike Wilson capitulated, that means that we're at that situation when, you say if you're not worried when everyone else is, and if you're worried when everyone else isn't. So now if everybody else isn't, maybe this is the time to get to
65% investors are 65% bullish now.
Okay.
That's a big turn.
I'm being cautiously optimistic is what I'm being.
That's always my stance. Optimistic but cautious. I think Microsoft is going to beat the earnings expectations, but I don't know if it's going to be strong enough.
Then there'll be a buying opportunity when everybody sort of bails a little bit. I'd maybe get in around. Wouldn't it be nice to be around there, around 325?
I see 323 possible. Okay. I don't know why I'm feeling a little short-term bearish. But I am.
Like I said, maybe this news does it to you.
I'm scared stiff of earnings and the fact that these megas have gone up. Mega cap tech has gone up so much. Any excuse to to sell off a little.
What about Amazon?
So my target buy signal on adding more Microsoft, which I'd love.
You already own a lot of this, right?
I do, but I want more. Microsoft is my number 2 pick. 3 pick. First pick is Amazon, then Apple, and Microsoft.
Right, but Amazon does not have a chart that looks anything like this.
No, this is a new all-time high, right?
Pretty much. You're going back 5 years.
Well, I'm on the weekly, right? So
yeah, but you're going back 5 years.
If I go back to this is the fall of 2021, that high of 345.10.
Yeah.
So we're at new all-time highs.
Yep.
Microsoft, I just get nervous when it makes a new high and it doesn't have a follow-up to follow-up green candle. It did not. It sold off the highs. Didn't do anything today, really. Up a little.
Right.
But the earnings could be a reason to sell. That's what I'm thinking. And
it's also, remember, a lot of the waters are muddied because of the Activision business.
I want more. 329. I take. I'll add. I will add. 329. I'm actually looking for a little sell back. It was pull back, so I have room to add. It's uncomfortable adding it at the very top.
I hear you. Oh, you were in this a little bit later than all of this anyway. This is going back what?
This is a weekly. So
this is the 3 year.
This is a weekly, and last week we put in a horrible candle. I don't like that kind of candle.
Right.
So I would expect to see pull back to the 50. To the 50-day, 50 week. 50 week
in that case, right? The 1 year.
So at least it's possible that would be a big pullback. Let me switch to the daily. Maybe I'll get more optimistic. I don't like that extreme pessimism on my part.
Yeah, no. 50 weeks is a long time to go back to.
Yeah, but even this says $35.
Oh, you got to pull that down a little bit. There you go.
Everything is pointing to a pullback to about 34.65.
Well, it's if you don't trust all this. You're not gonna put.
I'm not selling.
You're not selling anyway. It's a question of when to go back in. It might be worth going back in around 40.
I don't think I'm selling anything in my portfolio except maybe CRISPR if it dips. Maybe some of the Bitcoin.
Haven't we already averaged down a bunch of times with CRISPR?
Yes, CRISPR is getting me upset. This one is getting me a little upset because I realize that it potentially could drop to support at about 35.
I don't know. I'm still seeing higher lows.
I mean, there's another strong double bottom. that might hold up.
Okay.
And let's just draw that line in. This looks like a double bottom.
At 38. Okay.
38.72, yeah. So the real strong support is really there, actually. So I'm going to be buying on little bits, little bit at a time, if on any pullback. So I would certainly get discouraged if it busts below 35, though.
Mm-hmm.
That would be upsetting. It's upsetting to go down 1 point, but 10 points is very upsetting. But I think we're in for a shaky week with the Fed and earnings. I think we're in for a shaky week. Get through this week, we'll get a nice pullback, a nice rally. This is a difficult week. That's the way I see it.
We have a request for VAXX from Dr.J.
Oh,
He said
yeah.
he was going to recommend it last time.
Yeah, Vaccinity, right. I
Yeah.
made money with Vaccinity, and I got out of it, fortunately. Or maybe not fortunately. It's rallied back. Yeah.
Oh, how long ago was that?
I was in it from the beginning of the year, and then I sold it higher than what I paid for it.
Okay, that's always good.
Yeah.
It looks like it's got a nice little uptrend going, but it's a little divergent.
I guess I should have stayed in it.
Yeah. It's very volatile, though, as far as the range goes, because you had a very narrow range, not a range.
It had a good start to the week. This candle is the same as a daily because weekly to daily. Oh, it is a daily. So it closed even when it traded below the open most of the day. So it had a good.
And there another Parkinson's play or Alzheimer's play.
Yeah.
The other ones aren't doing so great. Denali's not doing so great. Immune isn't doing so great.
All the biodrug is not doing
And
good.
Sava's not doing so great either.
If I want to buy this back, I want to buy it at trend line support.
Yeah, I agree.
So say around here, 2.53,
About
2.55. I think you can get a little bit cheaper. You almost always can get these biodrecs a little bit cheaper.
Right.
I like the pattern of higher highs going back now to May. Right? This is May.
Yep.
And then we got a higher high in June. And then we got a higher high just three trading days ago, Thursday. So we have a nice pattern of higher highs to go along with this lower trend line. I guess I could replace the lower trend line with a channel.
No, that's what I'm saying. The channel would widen. It's sort of like a cone almost.
Yeah, let's take a look. Draw it as a channel. I thought I drew it as a channel.
I thought you did too.
I guess I didn't.
I don't know, maybe you're supposed to do the top and the bottom and then do the slope.
Oh,
Yeah, okay. So the slope, then the top and the bottom. Yeah, I mean, look how wide you have to go now.
yeah,
I mean, that might be good news if it does bounce off the bottom of that range, then that would indicate that the upside is pretty nice.
But it's funny. This big range is only $1.
Yeah, it's funny.
Looks like a huge range, like 100 points or something. But when you're dealing with a penny stock, it's a big range. This one can go. The chart is good. The fundamentals, I believe, are pretty good on this one. I don't know how far along they are in their trials. I don't remember. I knew back in January, but my memory isn't what it used to be. And I had no idea we were going to do this one, so I didn't look it
Right.
up. I did not look it up. Chart is good though. So yeah, chart
No,
looks nice.
Dr.J, he's thanking us for our thoughts.
Yeah, sure.
And then we might as well talk about Sava since we're on the same subject. And it's on.
Sava is going to be not as nice a chart.
Yeah, exactly. Because we'll call it contrast then.
Yeah, Sava down a buck, another buck. It's really
I know,
annoying.
it's just decay.
Oh, it's
And what are the
nasty.
fundamentals like? I mean,
If the fundamentals are that you're not going to know anything more till maybe the end of the year, and time it works against biotech investors.
yeah, well, you can see
And
that.
the interim results were I thought very good, but maybe they weren't stellar enough, perhaps.
Right.
And if you
Well,
look,
it's hard to be disappointed when when the best thing you have is that Biogen
if you
stuff.
look at the weekly,
But
you'll see that we're heading to like support at about at the low, which is like 13, I think. 1365. If from the if with a break, with a clear break and confirmation that it broke this 2079 area, which it closed below, with a break of what was the lows here? Was it? It was even higher, $21. So it broke the support area, but
yes,
you don't have confirmation of that break. But if you get confirmation of that break, it looks like 1365 is in the cards. It's very frustrating to sit with these biodrex because you really like the story, you really like the fundamentals, but it really hurts. It puts a hole in your pocket.
yeah,
So you can't get too attached. That's the bottom line. And Blue, Bank of America analysts say they have a better solution for sickle cell disease than CRISPR. Gene
really
editing, also gene editing, but not CRISPR gene editing.
interesting.
So, and
Our our gene editing guru didn't really talk about blue, did he?
no, because Blue is not a CRISPR play. It's gene editing, some other form of gene editing.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not an expert on how you gene edit, but this one is different than CRISPR. It's not a CRISPR technique.
Gotcha.
They've got two other drugs that were approved, and they're still only under selling for under $4.
It's another one of those,
And also, you have to wait. The
decay,
problem is
decay.
you have to wait till the end of December before the PDUFA date. So it might get a run before PDUFA, but
Got to feel bad for those people who invested at the beginning of the year or the beginning of last year.
it certainly has stopped going down. You could see that off the chart. The downward trend looks like it's now sideways. So that's good news. I took a flyer on it at about $4, losing a little already. And this low is good support, but it's too low. It's like $3, 296. When I say too low, you don't want to buy it. You don't want to buy at 4 and then buy again at 3 or sell
Right.
at 3. So, and just above that is support right here at,
Yeah. Well, how do you distinguish between support and just the local minimum?
well, this is a strong area of support because to the left you have a series of higher lows, and to the right you have a series of higher lows. Not
Gotcha.
all of them are higher lows, but higher than this low. So this is a very key level, more key than say this low or even this low. This is strong support down here.
Gotcha.
New bird bio. I am going to probably add. I don't know what to do, but I'm not. I don't feel like selling, so the alternative is adding.
Oh, well, holding on for dear life.
Yeah, or holding on to dear life, which I probably won't do. I'll probably
Which
add.
is, yeah, this is what I do, and I don't recommend it for other people.
Another sickening one is
Yeah,
CRISPR.
there you go.
CRISPR is also a sickle cell drug and also a December PDUFA. But according to the Bank of America analysts, the blue drug has this one beat. The blue procedure, whatever you call
Right.
it. And CRISPR, the chart hasn't totally fallen apart, but it's not where I want to see it. In fact, it's about as low as I want to see it. I don't want to see it go lower than this. Because if it does, it'll probably go to 53. A down day tomorrow breaks this area of support. It's strong support at the
Yeah, no,
lower day.
this looks.
So once that gets broken, you're looking at the 100. You're probably looking at the 200 at $53. You're looking at this gap fill as well. The gap fill and the 200 are synonymous. It looks like it's going to $53 if I had it sooner than 58. That's how
Right.
it looks. I'm a little negative. Maybe I'm just in a bad mood.
Nah, it's just calling them as you see them.
Yeah, I'm not seeing them very optimistically.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I'm not going to do anything with it because, like you said, long term, this is probably the place to be.
Bitcoin is broken support.
I'll be down or
Remember,
up.
remember I said when it breaks support, I'll sell.
Yes.
Well, it's
Hey, look at that.
just about at support at the 50. It also broke the trading range support. I'll redraw that trading range support.
Yeah.
That was up here.
Right.
That was support, you see. It went finished below, but now it's going to test the 50. I hope it holds. If not, we could be heading down to that $25,000 level again. A break of the 50 will make me very negative.
Which one's the 50? The
Right where it stopped.
Okay, right there. Okay.
And the same must be true for MicroStrategy and
They're a little bit better. Oh no, look at that.
it had a good candle today. That's a strong candle. It might have found support. It was as low as 410 or that 412, and it closed at 430. I like it. Maybe Bitcoin will turn around tomorrow. I'm more negative on BioDirect than I am on Bitcoin. I'm just negative on BioDirect. It's so frustrating to be in BioDirect. But one day it's gonna take off and like a sun, like you've never, like we haven't seen in years. Just the question is when. That one day, man. According to Professor Omar, he says March.
For what?
BioDirect will be strong once again in March.
Okay. So we only have to wait almost a year.
I mean, it has.
Is Professor Omar still bullish? I mean, still bearish?
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll be bearish, and at this point until what's
Till
that
the end,
expression?
until he's right.
The chickens come home to roost, or whatever.
Well, eventually he's going to be right. I'm not selling my SQs. I don't care how much I lose on them.
Mike Wilson threw in the towel
Eventually, those things are going to be paying off.
Before Professor Omar.
Right, exactly.
I mean, the XPI has rallied well off the lows of 72.50.
I'm in the IBBs, and it's been nothing but decay.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, this doesn't look spectacular from 72.50 to 83. Could be a lot better. But I suspect this level of support might hold or should hold. Maybe it's time for a little labu, just to gamble, for a gamble. Of course, our opinions strictly our own, not investment advice. Check with an advisor before acting. So
Far be it.
maybe all the megatech. Maybe it's a bad week for megatech, and bio has a decent run.
Oh well, okay.
Could that happen?
Whatever we're losing on Amazon, we'll make it back up in.
Could that possibly happen?
In Eli Lilly. I'm still bullish on.
Oh yeah, definitely should be.
That's one of my favorite stocks.
Yeah. Mara took it on the chin today.
Oh yeah.
Not that bad. It respected support as well. So maybe they all look like they found support. Let's try the other one. Hot.
Oh, that's right.
Hot one. They're more fun to look at the charts when they're going up. It also recovered nicely at the end of the day. I like that. I like these terrible candles. They're not as terrible as they could be. They offer me a glimmer of hope. So I'm very bullish Bitcoin in the long run. If it does run to 25,000, I think I'll buy the real thing. If it drops to 25,000, I'll have to call Coinbase and open an account. That'll help you. That'll help you.
Yeah, right. that'll be worth a tenth of a penny.
Yeah, that'll help your coin. Who has earnings tomorrow? Google? Besides Microsoft, I think Google. Alphabet. It's either tomorrow. I think it is tomorrow. Google. Maybe not. But I'm a little nervous about Google earnings, and I'm a little nervous about Meta earnings. And I think Microsoft earnings will be strong. Apple will be fine. And I think let's see, Meta, I'm nervous. Google, I'm nervous. What's the other one? Apple, Amazon, Microsoft. I think earnings will be fine. I think earnings will be good. But the question is, did I sell off even with good earnings? They all report this week, right? All of them. I think Amazon.
StockTwits isn't really talking about that. They're talking about the stuff that already, like Whirlpool, went down. Rainier went down. Who expected that?
Everyone's saying
Morgan Stanley just boosted their price target on Lilly to 560.
Everybody's saying rotation out of tech. Well, what the hell are you rotating into? Commodities? You're rotating into utilities?
Yes. All commodities except lithium.
Into energy, all these dead sectors. What are you rotating into?
Again, clean water.
I bet you AWK still doesn't look that good, I don't think.
Let's take a look, because there was the other one that I was on, not Calgon, the Take a sec.
It doesn't look bad.
Um,
Looks okay. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it looks okay. It has room to run. It looks better than a lot of stocks that are trading at
Eco Lab ECL is the one I've been playing.
This one isn't bad either.
No, take a look at ECL. It might be a little bit better. Yeah,
Very nice. Very nice.
It's the one I've been doing.
This one is very nice. It looks like there's no reason to stop going up.
No, I'm not selling it.
No, don't make that mistake. All right, that one looks good. We found one that looks good. Water, ECL, Echo Lab. What about like the REITs?
Oh, good question.
There's one.
So what are you saying? Rotate out of tech into real estate?
Yeah, but the thing is, if you look at the chart, it makes you nauseous.
Well, look, if you do non-commercial real estate, like if you could actually find specific non-commercial real estate, like Toll Brothers or something like that.
This one,
maybe you'll be in better shape.
This one put in like a triple bottom hit, isn't it?
Yeah,
might be all right. They're a huge REIT, American Tower. They have towers for cell phones. They own the real estate. They look pretty good. 170.
Actually, I just looked at Toll Brothers. Except for a little bit of a hit, they actually have a fantastic.
The home builders, the banks. I don't like the banks because the other shoe might drop. Who wants to be in this?
That's true.
It's come way off the lows, but to me, it's too risky. So what do I rotate out of? I don't.
Like I said, look at TOL just for a sec.
Maybe I sell a little Meta because I had a huge gain. Maybe.
Oh yeah. Well, if you're talking about bailing out, maybe you should just bail out and have some dry powder until October.
Well, maybe just Meta. That would give me some dry powder. I think I like that the least of the ones that I own.
And not only that, but you've already made a very handsome profit over the last 6 months.
Tripled.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not like it. Even if that cow runs dry, it still gave you a lot of milk.
And I'm not thrilled about the Threads initiative. Are you?
Which one?
Threads, the clone of Twitter.
Yeah.
Not happy with that. I don't know if it's going to be a moneymaker because Twitter's not a moneymaker.
Exactly, but they're just more nuisances. Meanwhile, Dwack is doing fantastic for whatever reason. The more this guy gets arrested, the more money he makes.
Just short it.
What?
Short.
I won't short it and I won't long it. I mean, it's just too dangerous.
Dwack is shortable. All of these Twitter clones, short them all. But you can't short Threads. They're part of Meta, but maybe it's time to get rid of Meta. Even Elon Musk is giving up
Twitter.
Even Elon is giving up on Twitter. He's
think so, yeah.
Changing the name to X.
Right, which is sort of like a bird also.
He wants it to be
get the wings of the bird.
He wants it to be an everything app. Twitter, an everything app.
What, like Yahoo? That's done wonderful for Yahoo.
Yeah.
Or AOL. Hey, you could be the next AOL.
Yahoo got bought by Verizon, I think, right?
And AOL got bought by.
I never remember who bought Yahoo. It may not.
I'm saying, believe me, I love the services, and I like having an alternative to Google.
Yeah.
But I don't see them as being big money makers.
What else did I promise?
I didn't see the money making potential in Amazon either. Books. Who's going to want to buy books?
Is there anything else I promised I would do?
Well, it's 35 minutes in, so I think we should give it up.
All right, give it up. So it's very confusing to viewers that we're on a Monday instead of a Tuesday, but I wasn't sure about Tuesday, so I figured Monday is better than not doing nothing. That's how I looked
It's
at it.
actually Andrew Chow has a couple of ideas to rotate into: oil, basic materials, financials, and healthcare.
So
All right.
biotech after the crash. I think he's thinking like Professor Omar. Doc.
I always like basic materials, but you need a good economy for basic materials to pay off.
Yeah.
Healthcare is always necessary because people are always sick.
Darth agrees with you on water.
Oh, Xylem. The Xylem looked pretty good. I didn't get into that one though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the overall ETF is just slow, but some individuals are doing great.
The Dow, how many days in a row has it been? How many trading days in a row? It's a record. 17, I think. That we're up. Remember I talked about the diamonds? I said nothing wrong with owning the diamonds, the Dow.
Right.
Yeah,
You've been on that. You've been on that for a while.
But I didn't buy it. I forgot.
I'm sure you're doing fine enough with the
Basic
Nasdaq.
materials. What are we going to buy in basic materials?
Well, aluminum is always good.
I don't
Copper,
know. Maybe.
cement, concrete.
Commodities have been terrible. Financials, you only can buy J.P. Morgan, Bank of America. You can't go
Right.
beyond.
Financials are they're too dependent on what the Fed does.
Yeah, I like IBM, but again, it's a tech. I bought some IBM.
I bought some when it was the stock of the week for us.
Yeah, it's moving up. One of the few that are moving up.
Right. No, the only disappointment for the stock of the week was Alt. Other than that, we've been doing all right.
Mining stocks, I'm not crazy about them.
I
Freeport.
don't think he means data mining. He means
I
mining.
like Freeport McMoran, however you say it, FCX.
FCX.
Freeport.
There you go.
Copper and gold.
Right.
Copper.
Yeah, because certainly lit has not been lighting up the sky.
No, lit is hurting me, and
lit is not lit.
I don't know. I think the EV run is maybe coming to a pause for momentarily. So
Certainly in a doldrum. It'll come back once there's more credible talk.
I don't know what to rotate into, so I'm not going to rotate anywhere. I'm staying in big tech.
Or either trim a little bit and keep dry powder.
Yeah, I might trim, or I might just sell one of them like Meta. Hasta la vista.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Don't forget to subscribe. Ciao.
All right.